I'm going to tell you what native speakers don't say, and then I'll tell you what they do say. And this is really shocking because probably you've heard this in a lot of your English lessons, English books even. You've read these words, you've said these words, your teacher told you to say these words, but native speakers don't actually say them. So you're going to be surprised, but you're going to learn a lot. My name's Christopher from chrisamericos.com. You can click the link under this video to actually speak with native speakers and practice speaking English instead of just reading books, talking to yourself in the mirror, or going to sleep and hoping that you wake up being fluent in English. Now, what are some of the things that native speakers don't ever say that teachers out there are teaching you to say? You know, it makes me so angry, so mad. And you can watch a million YouTube videos and see every teacher saying the same thing, but never telling you this, never telling you that native speakers don't actually say the names of verb tenses. In fact, most of the grammar words that you learn, native speakers don't say them. Which words am I talking about? I'm talking about stuff like present continuous, present progressive, past participle. You know, people don't actually say these words in real life when they're talking to other people. If I go outside right now, I live in the United States. If I go outside right now and I talk to my neighbors on my street and I use those words, they're going to give me a strange look. Huh? Like, what the hell did you just say to me, Chris? Like, they will not understand. I mean, maybe some of them who remember that stuff from school, maybe if they studied English at university, maybe, probably not, maybe they will understand what I'm talking about. But most of the time, they're not going to understand. And even if they do understand, it's just going to be really, really weird that I'm even saying those words because nobody uses those words when they're talking to other people, okay? Because people don't usually meta-analyze the language. That's what's happening, right? When you're in an English lesson, when you're studying the language, then what you're doing is you're going meta. You're going to like a theoretical level of understanding and speaking about the language. Okay, that's what grammar is. Grammar is not a thing that you say when you speak, right? Grammar is a structure that is behind what you speak. So when you're saying words about grammar, like plural noun, like I can't even remember any time in my life that I wasn't analyzing a language that I talked to someone and said the two words plural noun, right? I would just never say that. Native speakers don't talk about the language so much. And in a real conversation, you're not analyzing the language, you're just using the language. That's why native speakers just don't say that crap. Okay. However, they do say real words that have grammar behind them, real phrases that use grammar, right? So grammar is like the underlying structure under that stuff. And this is a huge, huge problem. Okay. Now, like a lot of students who I've seen, who I talk to, they are stuck in this meta level, right? They're analyzing the language, and that really screws you up. It messes up your head because you go to speak to someone in real life and you start to think about all this stuff. Is it plural? Is it present simple? Is it present perfect? Like a native speaker isn't thinking that stuff because it's just automatic, okay? And you'll see that people who are fluent, like English learners who are fluent, they don't really think about that stuff either. They just have an idea in their head and they want to get it out. They want to communicate it to the other person. And that's actually what's stopping you from being fluent. Now, let's also talk about what it means to be fluent, because most people who are learning English don't even understand that part, okay? And like people who just speak languages and study languages, and even a lot of people who teach languages don't really understand what it means to be fluent. Fluent means that you can flow, okay? It's like liquid, like water. Like that's how it should move. That's how the speech moves. It flows. That's what fluent means. Another way you can think about it is like free speech, right? Now, really what fluent means is that you are using the language in order to achieve a goal. That's what it really means. So when you can go out into the world and you can use the language to get what you want, then you are speaking fluently. But if you are stuck thinking about the language, if you're stuck trying to make the right grammar come out of your mouth, then you're not fluent because you're getting stuck on that stuff. You're not just using the language, you're analyzing the language. You're analyzing the language in real time when you're supposed to just communicate using the language. Do you see how that works? So like, that's why when I work with someone, when I bring someone in to my highest level programs, like if you clicked on the link under this video, you can go to my Level Up program. And that's where I show people how to actually use the language to get results, to get things they want, like to make more money, to get a better job, right? Or maybe it's like they move to an English speaking country and they just want to be able to communicate normally. This is not something mind-blowing, right? This is such basic stuff. But everybody gets this wrong because they're all stuck analyzing the language all the time. Like, you probably know this. How many English lessons have you been to? How many times have you tried to practice speaking with a teacher or with someone, and you're stuck analyzing the language that's being said instead of actually just communicating and getting to a result, right? That communication is supposed to go back and forth until you reach a result. There's something that you're trying to achieve through that communication. So this is so annoying, so frustrating for me to watch. And so I made this Level Up program. Click the link under the video. And by the way, subscribe to this channel so that you learn how to actually be fluent in English. Okay? So that's why I made the Level Up program, to actually get results using the language. So if that's what you want, that's where you need to go. But a lot of people are still, trying to learn enough words and topics and become fluent in the classical sense of flow, right? So if you're still there, then you should go to our English Everyday program, and I'll put a link under this video too. If you wanted to actually speak with people and get results, then first of all, you're gonna need more speaking practice. And you're gonna need to practice in the way that people actually communicate, not getting stuck analyzing the language all the time. Yes, it is important to learn grammar. It's important to learn it's important to learn grammar, just like in a house, it's important to have walls, okay? Like, you're not gonna have a roof if you don't have walls, right? So if you wanna have a whole house, you have to build walls. And you have to build walls before you build the roof. So that's how it works, right? That's the same as becoming fluent in a language. So you have to have the grammar, you have to have the structure, you have to have the support, the foundation, you have to have that bottom level before you put the top level on, okay? So you need to learn all the rules and stuff. You need to learn pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar. And so that's why, if you're still struggling with some of that stuff, I suggest you start with our English Everyday program and you practice speaking with people and you get that flow, okay? But after that, after you've gone through those basics, then the next level is to think in English. And you think in English by unlearning all of that other stuff. You still have it, you still know it, but you just stop thinking about it up here. You stop thinking about it at the conscious level. It just kind of disappears. You know it, you use it, but you're not talking about it all the time. That's how you sound like a native speaker. That's how you start speaking the way that a native speaker speaks. Okay, you've probably seen a million videos online about how to speak like a native, and I guarantee you, none of them are telling you to do it the way that I'm telling you to do it. That's why we have, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of students who have given us their testimonials, their videos saying, this is the only way, this is the fastest way to become fluent, because this is really how you have to do it, okay? So click the link under this video, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.